Okay, Victor here at RestoreYourMercedes.com. This is the S600 project that I've been working for the longest time, but obviously not full time. So right now it's more or less operational. The interior is cleaned up a little bit. Steering wheel I think I have to redo, but anyway, the car is nice. What I'm doing here is, and I have a couple of issues that I want to sort out. So the engine is sorted. I got one coil, second coil, all plugs, all the pulleys, water pump, tensioner, idler, all alternators good, harmonic balancer is good, although I had to remove it to get to the bolt, one of the water pump bolts, like down there somewhere. I remember I took it off. So that is that. Oil separator was replaced because it was very mushy, and like hoses were very mushy, like they were like soft, no good. And what else I did, I don't know. I need to change the expansion tank because this thing was broken for the longest. It doesn't overheat, but it's broken for the longest, so it has to be done. What I'm doing here is I finally got to do some suspension hoses because they're bad. Not all of them, but many of them are. And I still have to do some cosmetics on the bumper and whatever. New brakes and rotors on the front. And what I was doing here is I was actually doing the hydraulic line to passenger side front strut. That thing was seeping. I'll show you in a minute. This was serious. Oh my god, this was serious. I'll show you how I did it. And also I'm doing one of the hoses. It's a supply line right off the pump to a pressure switch, pressure sensor rather. So it's not this evil hose, you know. I call them evil because they keep burst. This one is still okay, but the main supply line that goes to pressure switch and that accumulator sphere to dampen pump vibrations. So here was a difficult part to separate. Let me show you from this angle here real quick. I have a little oil leak from one of the bolts there, or like, I don't know, I have to figure that out later. It's still wet, as you can see, because this is the separation point. And as you can see, it's location, so it's kind of not cool right there. So that's the separation point, and what it is, it's right by the engine over there, like right above the subframe. It's everything is in the way, and everything is very bad. So what I did is I have risen the engine up, as you can see. Engine is still suspended. That's the engine mount, brand new mount too, on both sides. I'm still thinking of doing the diverter valves. They're right there. See those plastic pieces? Those are diverter valves. Those are the ones that bleed pressure. It's like a blow-off valve, really. So I want to do those. But again, I can do everything at once. I mean, it's just this car. I mean, I never drive it anyway, so it just sits here. So the supply line goes to this contraption over here, and separation point was there, and it was seeping very badly. So I had to do it because that's the pump supply. It blows, and then it's just the end of the world. The strut supply line, I wanted to do this one. I also want to do the other side because they're seeping. The original one was seeping. So if this bursts, then your car goes to the ground. That's it. No questions. It'll just completely slam down. Now, if this evil hose breaks, the pressure sensor will pick up that there is the pressure loss, and it will close down the valve. So at least the car will remain elevated, so it's not going to drop. And supply lines to struts, those will make car drop if they leak, no questions about it. So I don't want to experience that. This hose is used, believe it or not. I never do that on customers' cars, but on my car I did it because I saw the car it came from and I wanted it, because it is a replacement hose. Will I succeed with it or not? Well, we'll see. But it's not like original like 2003. This is a replacement 2014, so it's only 3 years old. Like what is it, 5 years old, so it should be fine. The hose goes into the valve, that right there. So that doesn't matter. The other hose I do need to do ASAP is this one. As you can see, it is seeping. This is the supply line to the driver's strut. So you gotta get that done. The evil hose will remain the way it is. It looks like it's all messed up, but because whoever did some work there before, they broke a bracket. As you can see, it's broken off. So the main supply hose is laying, and it's like that little kind of like a bracket kind of thing, whereas that the remainder of the bracket for these two is broken off. So there's nothing I can do. I don't really care for that. Doesn't really matter to me. Let it just hang. I'm gonna push this in there a little bit. Yeah, it's just like, so this was a little kind of tricky to get this stuff together. Now, engine is elevated on both sides, and the Banjo bolt, that is a funny one, because see that Banjo bolt, right? These two hoses, those are supply, and the hose, the evil pipe that goes nowhere, it's an expansion tube. So basically, two of them, they have to line up, and obviously they have to be tight. See, that's the Banjo bolt right there, the big boy. Now on the CL600, the one that I have, I did this bolt from underneath. I remember doing with extensions. There was some space there, and I've done it. Now on this one, this is a 4-door, and for the life of me, I was like, I don't see any kind of possibilities to get to the bolt from underneath. But somehow on this car, I don't have to. Let me show you real quick, because this was very strange even to myself. So basically, you take something like this, right? You put it in there. The engine is elevated just so I could get the hoses out, and then magically you ride onto the Banjo bolt. You can loosen it up and tighten it. This is insane. I mean, I don't know like why I couldn't do it on CL. I guess there were reasons for it, because with the CL I use like a 1,000,000-mile extension with swivels and everything, and I get to those Banjos from under the car. This one I did it right from the top. Well, of course, the radiator is removed and some things are removed, whatnot. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is it's accessible right from the top. When engine is lifted, that too, that was difficult, you know, that junction point. But again, when engine is lifted, then you can actually put these things. Let me show you. So since the bolt is out, the junction points are right there. Or the junction points I can see right now. Anyway, I'll try to make this real quick, because this is interesting stuff. I mean, I never really paid attention to this before, because I always worked on my, you see, I can get on it to my, that's obviously 19 and the other one is 17, but there is space, and there is as high as you, if you bring the engine high enough, you have enough of a swing. So you can flip the wrench and then keep flipping it, and then you can tighten it, loosen it. 17 remains stationary. The right side is stationary. This is part of the line. So that's about it. I mean, this is just like kind of totally different. I mean, I don't know. It's just maybe I forgot something or whatever. But I mean, I've done few of these things. It's not my first rodeo, you know. And I always did it like from here somehow through this one. I'm looking at it and I was like, no, I can't. That's the supply line is brand new. I didn't want to mess with that. See, that's a brand new supply line. It's yeah, what is it? That's the supply line. The evil pipe is next to it right there. See, this is the evil pipe. So that. So we have this one leaking, and I also saw another one, the little short one down somewhere over there, that's leaking. It's not leaking, it's seeping. So I just want to do those. If evil hole shows any signs, I'll deal with it. But this one right here, this one blows. This is a supply line to the strut. Now the problem with this is the pipe goes up all the way up there, and oh god, I don't know why they did it like that. This is ridiculous. Right there it travels. Like, I don't know if you can even see it right here. It goes. It goes. It goes. God knows where. Now you're losing it. And then somehow it returns back to the strut. So long story short, bumper will come out and then I'll see it. I mean, that's just next thing I don't want to think about it right now. So that is that. And I think this is all for me for today. I'm gonna lower the engine, I'm gonna put the belt back on, I'll start it up and put the fan back in. Obviously I still have to work on a broken stud here. I want to take this out so the fan is secure, because it was secured only on one stud. No good. I want to have just both studs in. There are no misfires. There are zero codes in the car. No check engine. Evap was bad. The actual valve was bad. The solenoid, believe it or not, I never seen this in my life. Well, this solenoid was bad, so I kind of rigged it. I don't know if you can show it to you. Oh yeah, I can show it to you. It's very nasty looking. See, contact was bad. But anyway, I have another one. I just put this just to prove the theory, and it did prove the theory that it was indeed a contact that was bad. They're not expensive, but so I mean, anyway, I mean, this one works. I think I'm gonna even leave that one because it works fine. Expansion tank to be replaced for sure. No coils, no engine transmission, no nothing. The oil was changed. I changed the oil. Transmission oil will be changed later because that's a replacement transmission, and I want to run it and then replace oil in it anyway, a couple of thousand miles. Let it just go through the cycle. Polish the lights a little bit, polish the car a little bit. Not done yet, but still got different rims for it because the original ones, they were hideous. They were really bad. Still a bunch of parts laying here and there. You know, the carpets need to be steam cleaned, and knicks-knacks, scratches and all that. I'll think of it when the car runs fine. So this is basically like an update video, I guess. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna drop the engine now, bolt engine mounts back in, and I also have some suspension issues. Control arms are bad. This one I already have, the other side I replaced, and lower control arms are bad. The bolts on the strut, I'm not sure on those. I bought new ones. If I have to drill them out, I already have new ones. Control arms, bolt joints, they lose a little bit, and I think tie rods are a little weak. They're not weak, they're like kind of sloppy. I feel the movement when I move my, you know, wheel by hand. Not the rotor. The rotor, it's like there's not enough leverage, but the wheel, then I feel that there is motion there in either tie rods, inner tie rod, or steering rack. We'll see. There's also clicking going on. So, but like I said, it doesn't matter if that thing clicks or not if I blow up the hose and suspension drops. So that is priority for now. Now, the supply line. This is the supply line. That's the one that I replaced, and I really wanted to replace. It was sitting there in its old holder, obviously, and you can see here it was seeping right around here. It was seeping for a while. You see there's even rust accumulated under the oil, but this is how it is. This is not me cleaning anything. This is how it was. So that's what scared me, because when this one blows, that's gonna be a mess. Same thing for evil holes, but evil holes was much better. I think the oil on evil holes came from this pipe. This is the supply line to a strut. This is crazy. This one, oh boy. Now, it was leaking here, it was leaking there, on both sides. But the worst It did not leak here. But the worst was this. This is basically your release point, right? Now, all you had to do is just pull it down. Well, obviously you bleed the system right there, right? There's a bleeder. You bleed the system, everything is good. No pressure in the strut anymore, so you can easily take it off. But no, this thing was rusted off so badly. As you can see, this is still resemblance of rust. I sprayed it, I lubed it, whatever I did. No, I had to break down the color in pieces. Still have pieces laying around here. So these are the pieces of a color, right? You can see the amount of rust on them. So that is the color. But that didn't still help. So I had to cut out each and every bearing. The blue balls, the steel balls, I don't know where they are. They all fell out somewhere. I'll show you at least one. I don't even see them. They were falling out when I was cutting them. No. That is the color spring here. That also had to be cut. There's a little bit of another. I don't even see, not even a single ball. I really destroyed them, so I did well. I did very well. Anyway, so this is a new one. So obviously I sprayed it with the corrosion protector. This thing right here, I use it for jet skis and silicone spray, safe for rubbers and all this good stuff. So all you do is just like push it down and then it comes out. Not in my case, always. Nothing works when I work on something. On my own cars, it's always something that is way difficult. So whatever the book says, oh yeah, take the pipe off 15 minutes. Yeah, right, 2 hours. Okay, and then maybe. So yeah, I don't see any of the balls and whatnot, but this is what we got. 2 pipes replaced for now. Evil holes to be done. And well, to be determined rather. And the supply line on the strut for sure. That one I definitely need to do, because that is that. Right now I'm gonna just quickly change this forward arm. I have a new one that needs no alignment. The splines just make this thing go in, because this one is ripped, like you can see the rip. Same was on the other side. Don't like this. And lower control arm to be done later. I'll order them, because I actually ordered them. They came, they're not in good shape. I looked them all up online and I was like, yeah, I saw the car it came from too. I was gonna get a used one, you know, because I don't, like I said, I don't drive nowhere. It doesn't matter. These can even last some time, but they look perfect. But apparently there were some issues with them, so I'm changing them today. You know, this is not great. You know, you can tell, ripped boot. You know, rust is in there, dirt and all that. So this, yeah, and out in there's a little bit of, you see the rubber is sort of deteriorating. So they're to be done regardless, no question. I'll do them anyway. So I'll do this arm right now. It's only 2 bolts, but ball joint separation, I mean, I have to hit it a few times with a hammer. I also get this front valve I rebuilt it and it's holding fine, but the rear, unfortunately, I rebuilt it. It's holding on, but I don't like it. It still drops when certain conditions are met. The car has to be at a certain angle and more fluid to go toward the back. Oh yeah, this is an old Banjo bolt. That's the one that came from the car. Pump was replaced on this car a few times. I saw it at Carfax report, so I guess this bolt was abused a lot. The fluid, as you can see how dirty it is. So anyway, so I'm gonna have to hit it a few times, get the thing out. The rear, I also found another valve. I'm going to install that one. It's a newer valve and supposedly it was fine, so we'll see whichever one is better, because I don't like the car to drop, you know. It's just like, it's way better though. Before, see, it's all open right here in this area. This is all sprayed with silicone lubricant, so maybe even, I mean, I gotta see, you know, I gotta work on the back here, because see, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe Maybe the valves themselves are leaking. Like I said, no, that doesn't seem like it. That seemed to be silicone lubricant because I spray everything. Everything seemed to be dry on valves. But actually, you know what? This is kind of strange, to be honest with you. It looks like fluid. It looks like it's not. It doesn't seem to be suspension. It doesn't seem to be lubricant. So you see, maybe the valves are leaking, and and I'm trying to fix something that is leaking in, like out. I don't know. Well, in any event, I got valves, and I'll just change it. Whatever. I paid very little money, and I'm tired of just getting in this area, and there's a little seepage over there. I see. No good. So I'll just do it. Fuel pump filter, that's to be done, but later on. Yeah, you see, I haven't looked at this car in a while. So you saw my previous videos when this car was totally destroyed. Now it's a great runner. Actually, it runs perfect, smooth, quiet. Transmission, suspension is decent. Transmission is replacement. So yes, it was some work to be done, but first off, when you buy a car like this, you obviously need to know what you're doing with it and where you're getting parts. If you go to a dealer, forget about it. You'll never fix it because the bill is going to be the price of 2 of these in good condition. But if you know and you look for things, and you can totally do it. Like, this filter is broken. I put a little bit of a zip tie. I made a little holder just to hold it down. Because I don't want it to jump around when you hit the bump. You put in your logic and you'll be alright. Alright, so this is all for me. I showed a lot of different things, and hopefully this thing helps somebody. And this is the progress of my twin turbo V12. It has 86,000 miles, so the engine should be fine. And I don't see no sludging or anything in the engine, so that is a good sign. So I'm pretty happy with that. You see, the engine is pretty good. A little bit of discoloration, but that's because it never had oil change in like 6 years. So it's gonna need to run, it's gonna need to clean with the full synthetic I put in it. I also see this kind of bulging that I'm not liking, really. See this pipe right here, you see how close it is to the pulley? And that is not cool. Although the belt travels here, but I'm not liking this. Yeah, I'll buy this one. How much can it be? Like, a few dollars. So okay, so yeah, you see that? It's like, these are all preventive measures, and I like doing preventive measures because at the end of the day you're better off, because then you fix all of these little things and then you drive the car. You don't think that this is gonna break, that is gonna break, and you're gonna keep breaking. Just go all the way. Just change whatever you see wrong. Just do it. Change them, whatever. Like this can last another 10 years, but you know what? I'm not certain. What if it expands and hits the belt or hits the pulley? And then the pulley is going to be grinding into this hose. It's going to cut the hose. Coolant will leak out. This is thermostat housing. It's going to cover the belt. The belt is going to slip. And where are you going to end up? No water pump, fluid all over the place, and it's all terrible. These things I'm gonna have to do something with. I mean, probably gonna change the seals because fluid does not leak. It's just nasty looking. Here